Pirates take care of business at home tonight, 49-14 over FAU. Blake Harrell moves to 2-0 as the interim coach, about to do his ESPN interview. Caden Hauser lighting up the scoreboard. This ECU offense looking the best it has looked in 2024. Holton Ahlers, your thoughts?
One win away from going to a bowl game, Clips. That's big time. I mean, that's what how we were supposed to look tonight, and we probably looked a little bit better. We got to keep Hauser around for sure. So.
Yeah, we'll talk about that tonight. Caden, you said in a past show football's supposed to be fun. It's fun right now.
Yeah, Hauser can pass. Hauser can run. Is he the best quarterback since Cardin?
We will talk about it tonight on the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter calling show. We'll start with Cameron in Goldsboro with our Pirate Towing first call of the fifth quarter. What's up, Cameron?
How about them Pirates, guys? And how about Caden Hauser? I mean, what a player, man. And it's a shame this dude was sitting on the bench for the first 6 games of the season, but what a player. We've had some quarterbacks that can sling it, Holton, Cardin, but that deep ball he threw to Anthony Smith, that touchdown, the hang time he had on that, the precision, I don't know if I've ever seen an ECU quarterback make a deep ball throw like that. That was crazy. I'm fired up, guys, because it feels like a burden has been lifted off our shoulders with Mike Houston being gone. And I said last week, with Blake Harrell coming in, we're 1-0. This is a new season. If we get to a bowl game, we were 2-10 last year. A bowl game, as Holton and Caden have preached on this whole year, a bowl game is a special opportunity for ECU football history. And it makes it 100% better now that Mike Houston's gone. And we've talked a lot about coaching prospects. I'm telling you guys, I haven't seen an ECU football team play like this, with this physicality, this dominance on both sides of the ball, this just willingness to go for it. I mean, we had success with Mike Houston and Holton Ahlers, Caden, you all, 2021, 2022, but it feels like the chains have been let go. Blake Harrell's coaching free. It's great to see Caden Hauser play. It's great to see this offense get it going. We really need to start talking about, if we make it to a bowl game, I think Blake Harrell has to be a prospect. I think if we make it to a bowl game, we win against North Texas or Navy, get to 7 wins, I think you give him the job. And I guess the solution to all our problems that we complained about the past couple of years could be sitting right in front of us. I mean, you hire Blake Harrell's coach, you save money, you don't have to pay him a crap ton of money. He can maybe keep JDB, go get another guy. He may still want to be the defense coordinator. You could save money right there. He could be the answer, guys. And if we can find a way to keep Caden, I donated $50 to Team Boneyard tonight. I'm going to donate more as the season goes along. We get money behind NIL. I mean, it feels like a new era is upon us, and I'm excited for it. I'm fired up. It's amazing to see. I mean, we dominated tonight, guys. We had the ESPN analysts tweaking in the broadcast booth. I don't know what they're talking about. I mean, I'm trying to remember a Thursday night game we've looked this good, and it's fun to see, and it feels even better with Mike Houston gone. It feels better that we've got Caden Hauser. We finally have a guy that is the quarterback of the future. Now it's just a matter of us keeping him. And I'm excited for the Tulsa game. I'm excited for the rest of the season. If we can make it to a bowl game, I really think you have to consider Blake Harrell. I think he could be the solution to all our problems. I'm interested to see how Caden and Holton feel about that, because you've been in the program under Blake. And let's see what we can do next week, guys. I'm fired up, and let's go Pirates.
All right, thank you, Cameron, with our Pirate Towing first call of the fifth quarter. Pirate Towing, the exclusive towing partner for East Carolina Athletics. Pirate Towing is here for you every game day. They also offer roadside assistance if you're locked out of your car. Call Pirate Towing 955-4670 or visit them on Facebook. Pirate Towing, the preferred towing partner with ECU and Pirate Nation. I'll co-sign a little bit on what Cameron said. My give a damn was about busted when it came to ECU football a few weeks ago. But I told Brian Bailey during the pregame, I was excited about this one because I thought the Pirates were going to win. And I'm excited about next week because we can get to 6 wins. And after that, who knows? Let's win some more games. So it has it's been a weird roller coaster of a season, but like Cameron, I'm pretty jazzed up about these final few games. Holt.
I am too. I mean, there's a lot of things to be excited about. Caden Hauser, it looks like you got a quarterback of the future, you hope. Obviously, in today's world, you never know what's going to happen, but I mean, he's balling right now. Looks as good as anyone we've had in a while. And then Coach Harrell, the possibility, me and Kate were walking out today, and I said, look, if you're going to fire Coach Houston that early in the season, then you got to give Coach Harrell a chance to win the job. And if he wins the job, then what, Cameron was just saying is like, you at least got to give him a look, because if you can get him for cheaper for one, but if he's the right guy and the program is exciting to watch, like we went to the game tonight, we have exciting brand of defense that he's brought since the day you walked in. JDB also is, that offense that he's running now is like very exciting to watch. Almost like I remember going to a fan when Lincoln Riley was here. I'm not saying he's next Lincoln Riley or anything like that, but these last 2 games, you go to these games and every time we touch the ball, there's a chance that we're scoring. It's electric. So it's been fun. You definitely got to give him a chance though. If he keeps winning and it looks an exciting brand of football and people are buying in, the fans are buying in, then you got to give him a look at least.
No, I agree with you. Hauser was electric tonight. Cameron's right. He looked as good as some of the best have. His timing was impeccable. I mean, Holden, we talked about that all night. Just how quick his timing was with receivers and how accurate he was, and going through his progressions and just the will to go deep at times. I wish he went deep a couple other times, but it was exciting to watch.
And it stinks when you got all these nice cars in the garage and can't drive any of them, but we're driving them now with Winston Wright, with Anthony Smith, with Chase Sowell.
Yeah.
Like, we're seeing what they can do. They're making plays for the quarterback, although a lot of them were just running free tonight. They were wide open, but kudos to those guys as well.
And look, I mean, I broke down the film, and I've said it all year, we have really good receivers.
Yeah.
I've said the entire year that, like, the receivers were getting open even at the beginning of the year. Like, the scheme, like, you could tell just from the film breakdown that I've done and, like, from the games I've watched. Like, JDB, it took him a little bit to kind of get into his rhythm a little bit. Then he was also struggling with Garcia throwing so many interceptions. Now he has a quarterback who's making the correct decisions so he can go out there and just draw up the best plays possible and trust that even if it's not there, he's going to get to the next best thing. And that's very comforting as an offense coordinator, as a fan. That's the best thing you want in your offense.
It's also nice to see JDB go consistent back-to-back games. All year we've wanted to see consistency out of him. And going back to the Blake Harrell situation and the Houston situation, like we talked about before, Clip, it seems like there's just a lot more fun going on in the program.
Yeah, it really does.
So I don't know if like a rock was lifted off and people are just
100%.
doing their thing now, but
And for those of you typing and screaming at the radio, we played Temple and FAU. Well aware of that.
Yeah, we know.
They stink.
Yeah.
They're really bad. You know who else stinks? Charlotte and App State and other teams we lost to earlier this year. So,
and we're not leaving the conference. These are conference teams right now. So let's just go let's beat these teams. Who cares?
I have some shout-outs to give. I'm going to start with number one. It's got to be Blake Harrell. This guy deserves his kudos right now since he's taken over since Mike Houston's was relieved. I'm not sure what all the changes this guy's made, but clearly the team has rallied around him and is inspired to play for him. I think some of the unifying aspects that he's incorporated to the team with, running out onto the practice field together, holding up the fourth quarter. We might have been doing that before, but I noticed it, tonight for the first time. The JDB being down on the sideline, it just seems like the team has gelled so much in the last couple of weeks, and you have to give Blake Harrell the credit for that, because clearly the vibe and the atmosphere around the team is just vastly different. So Blake Harrell's got to get credit, number one. Number two, Caden Hauser looks like Tom Brady and Joe Montana had some sort of child together in a lab, and he's been frozen under ice at ECU for the first 6 games of the year, and now he's out. I know there's going to be a lot of people in the comments that want to say, we're playing crap opponents, but this guy has looked really sensational starting in the end of the Army game, which we all assumed was probably a mirage considering we were getting blown out. Clearly that wasn't the case. The 13 touchdowns in the last 3 games, the guy looks phenomenal. And then he showed some of the work that he can do with his legs tonight, which I don't think any of us expected. I certainly didn't. Holton, maybe you've seen something in practice that we haven't. But so Caden Hauser, gosh, I hope this guy continues to play like this, because we need it. We need this kind of level of play. And then number 3, it's got to be John David Baker. Clearly this is the offense that he's wanted to run all year. I know, Holton, you've had some concerns about just kind of the intuitive, the creativity of the play calling early, I don't know what changed. Maybe he's just, he's a first-time coordinator calling plays. He's, past the midway mark of the season now. Maybe he's just becoming really good. I don't know. But I know Mike Houston sure feels like crap considering everything's just kind of fallen into place since he's left. But John David Baker, with Hauser at quarterback, this feels like the offense that was planned all along. So those are the good things. And it was all good tonight, no question about that. But looking at it realistically, again, there's going to be negative comments tonight about the level of play. And yes, Temple and Florida Atlantic, they're terrible teams. I didn't really expect Florida Atlantic to look this flat. I do think that a big part of this was we were just really well prepared to play tonight. And clearly Florida Atlantic was just down. But we killed them tonight. This had to have been probably the best win for us in 2 years. I mean, I can't think of another win that was better for us than a complete dominant performance in all three phases of the ball. I know Conrad missed that 52-yarder. I really wish he would have hit that because I think that would have kind of completed the game for us. But other than Gardner-Webb last year, I can't think of any other game that might have been better. This is 2 conference games, and that's another point of that. On Blake Harrell, whether or not we consider him for the job realistically, look, Blake Harrell's doing everything he needs right now to be considered for the job. Now, we've got to take a collective breath and just think, okay, 1 week at a time, because the reality is that Blake had to win these 3 games, Temple, Florida Atlantic, and then next week at Tulsa. Those he had to win to even be considered. He's doing it in a way where you're kind of taking notice a little bit more because it's in blowout fashion, but he has to win next week. And considering Tulsa's defense, look at how they played against UAB last week. UAB is an awful team, and they threw the ball like crazy on Tulsa. And considering what we're doing offensively right now with the way Caton Hauser's playing, Tulsa's looking like it could be another blowout. Again, 1 week at a time. ECU has been known to let us down, especially on the road in previous years, as so many of us know. But, again, taking that into consideration. And then finally, North Texas has a really bad defense as well. So things are looking really bright for us. I think in order for Blake Harrell to be truly considered for the job, he's got to win the next 2. He has to win the next 2. If he wins the next 2, to me, I don't see how John Gilbert doesn't give him the job. But we'll see. I don't want to say anything else. Go Pirates, and let's just enjoy this one tonight. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Justice in Charlotte. Real quick, Lord of the Lines. What's the line for ECU Tulsa on the road?
-14.
Whoa.
I was going to say 13.5.
Wow,
yeah.
okay.
What do you have?
I was thinking more like 6, 7.
No. Not after the back-to-back weeks.
All right. Well, check it out. Little Nugget is in the Grimy Grimesland. Hello, Little Nugget.
Hey, fellas. How we feeling? Other than tired.
Tired and pumped up. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Good. Hey, what a game, man. Caton Hauser was absolutely in his bag. John David Baker was showing us that he has absolutely full control of the offense. The boys were flying around on defense. It was a fun night. Lil Nugget had the privilege of sitting on the 4th row right there behind the FAU bench, so I got to chirp those scrubs and bums all night. But, man, one thing that's insane to me is the fact that Mike Houston thought Jake Garcia was the QB1 of this team. Absolutely abysmal decision by the former head coach. And one of the biggest things that I wonder is if Hauser is the QB1 at the start of the season, do we only have one loss? What do you guys think about that? I'll leave it there, and y'all have a good night.
Whew, I mean,
hypothetical world here.
If he's playing this good, I mean, we're a different team when he's playing like this. I will say too, like, JDB's coming into his own too, and like rightfully so. I mean, anytime you're a first time anything, like if you get a job for your first time, whether it's in the corporate world, like you're going to be better 6 months into it than you were day one. And I mean, he is truly he is scheming people to get wide open right now. And like I said, he has a quarterback that they're in sync together. And you got to start looking not just at Blake Harrell, keeping him around, but you got to figure out if JDB keeps calling plays like this and Caton Hauser keeps playing like this, you need to make sure they're here next year too.
I say we win at least 2 more games.
I say at least App State.
At least
I'll give you that one.
App State,
you have to think how many deep balls and shots did Jake Garcia miss this year that were momentum plays. Think of Charlotte when we first had 2 drives in Charlotte. He missed those. Charlotte. I I just lost my second one. But
Liberty?
anyway,
I don't know.
There's so many plays that he just underthrew the go ball.
Yeah.
That I think Hauser's just been nailing.
Still remember, I mean, he probably still is leading the nation in interceptions. I mean,
I think
even just take away those are game changers.
Let's go to Cheezel in Ocean City on the Big Rock Power Sports Live line. What's up, Cheezel?
Cliff, how we doing, brother? Good to talk to you again.
Good, bud.
Hey, man, first and foremost, I got to give a shout-out to the ECU Communications Department because they have really gotten Holton very well polished. He's keeping his shit together, or his stuff together.
Cheezel. You can't keep yours together, and you're out of here. Kyle is up in LaGrange. What's up, Kyle?
I never swear. At least not on Pirate Radio.
That is true. Of all the crazy stuff you've said, I don't think we've ever had to bust you for cussing, Kyle, so thank you.
No, tune into the podcast if you want. Guys, this debate about Blake Harrell is pretty simple to me, and Holton is nailing it. John David Baker is the real deal as offensive coordinator, and I don't know. I want to know the decision-making process behind starting Garcia. How much it was on Houston, how much of it was on Baker. But with Hauser running this offense, JDB can call what he wants. And suddenly we have an offensive line, which is, you don't normally just pull an offensive line out of your butt in the middle of the season. Suddenly we can run the ball, we can do what we want to on offense. And it's because now Baker can call what he wants to because he has the right quarterback playing. And I'd really like to know what went behind the decision-making process to start Garcia and to stick with him for 6 games when Hauser was sitting on the bench. It boggles my mind. I just, for the life of me. In terms of the head coaching situation, you played Temple and you played FAU. Well, I don't recall playing Michigan and Notre Dame and Alabama and LSU all before this. We were playing crap teams and getting beat by them. Appalachian State's bad. Liberty's bad. We thought they were good, but they're not. They'll Kennesaw State. UTSA, who we barely beat, is bad. I mean, we were a 3-win football team just 2 weeks ago. Now we're a 5-win football team. If Blake Harrell, in my humble opinion, goes 4-1 as the head coach, he should get the head coaching job. Quite honestly, if we're 6-6, but we're scoring a lot of points, here's what I'd do. Yeah, we're interviewing people. We're interviewing Garrett Riley. He's been interviewed. I'm sure Joe Sloan's already been interviewed. Sitting head coaches are not going to be interviewed right now. So you're interviewing coordinators and former head coaches. Okay, great. What you don't want to do is switch offensive coordinators yet again. You had Donnie Kirkpatrick. Now you got JDB, and now next year we'd have another offensive coordinator. If you got a quarterback in Hauser and you got a coordinator in JDB, and I say 7-5, but even at 6-6, if we lose close games to Navy and North Texas, but we're lighting it up, but people are going to disagree with this. But if you hire a new head coach, even if it's Garrett Riley, even if it's who I like, the Western Kentucky head coach, his name is escaping me right now.
Tyson Helton.
Yeah, Tyson Helton. If you hire one of them, you're rebuilding again. But we're in the middle of a rebuild. Really what happened with Mike Houston, in my opinion, is he was a year behind because he didn't attack the portal properly, because he didn't think he was going to be here in 23. He thought he was going to ride Holton's coattails out of here to a Power 5 job, and it didn't happen. So he was a year behind on building. And so we're catching up now. If you hire a new head coach, and look, if we go lose out the rest of the way, then, yeah, Blake's got to go. But I don't think that's going to happen. Because we're not only winning, we are dominating. So what I say you do, if things play out this way, let's say 7-5, what I would do, because you don't make a decision on a bowl game. You're going to make this hire before your bowl game. So to me, the bowl game's irrelevant. It's regular season. So let's say we're 7-5. You're going to get Blake cheap. Maybe you get him for like $1.1 million, $1.2 million. Then you up JDB's salary as OC. I don't know what he's making now, but give him $800,000 a year, something like that. And then you keep him locked in. You keep continuity going because Hauser's going to stay. And it was mentioned if we lose, if we have turnover on the coaching staff, if Harrell is retained and JDB is gone, that we probably lose Hauser. I'm going to disagree with that a little bit because I think anybody's going to play for Garrett Riley. If that name Riley comes in, any quarterback's going to want to stay and play for him. So I'll disagree with that a little bit if we were to get him. But what's the point of doing that if we're winning? We go count in the last 20 years in the last 20 years, forget the 9 years, we won't say the last 20 years, we'll say this millennium, since 2000. Go count how many 7-win and 8-win seasons we've had. It ain't that many. So if we go 7-5, he goes 4-1, I think he deserves the job. And I think we got to make sure when we make that hire, you never know what's going to happen after the hire's made. Somebody may come make Baker a big offer if we keep lighting it up on the scoreboard. But I think you got to almost hire them as a pair. Obviously, it's not going to be co-head coaches, but I think you got to make the decision with that in mind. Blake Harrell's your head coach with JDB as offensive coordinator, and you give them, you give Baker probably a bigger salary than you would a lot of OCs just to make sure you hang on to him, and because you can get Harrell a lot cheaper, so you'll have more money to play around with for the staff. So, but we'll see. It's going to play out. We have time for it to play out. But if we're not open, Bill Clark's a smart man, and I won't say some of the other big donors. I don't know if they got their heart set on these certain coaches. What they should have their heart set on is winning. And I have one more thing to say before I hang up, and I'm going to call out Pirate Nation. Not the people that were there tonight, or probably not the people listening. So it's falling on deaf ears. But look, if we keep playing like this and you don't show your asses up for that Navy game on Black Friday, then piss off, man. The crowd tonight, I know it was a weeknight, but it was pathetic. Everybody wanted Houston out of here. But you hadn't shown up since he's been gone. The crowd for Temple was pathetic. The crowd tonight was a weeknight game, so there's some excuse, but it should have been better. If we keep winning and you don't show up for Navy, I don't want to hear anything about how we have the best fan base in all of the group of 5. Show up for the Navy game if we keep winning. That's all I got, guys. Go Pirates.
Hello, Kenny.
Hey, Clip, Holden, Caden. Clip, let's go ahead and get this out of the way. It pains me to say this, but I hope you're enjoying your Commanders season. You guys actually look really exciting. Got a good football team, and that hurts me. But
Kenny, that is mighty nice of you. I appreciate it.
You deserve it, man, because we need good football, and you ain't getting it out of Dallas these days. So I hope you enjoy it. But I'm going to leave it with that, and let's get on to the Pirates. Hey, look, I'm not worried about who they're hiring right now. I just enjoyed watching football tonight, and early in the week I kind of put on one of your comments on the show that this defense might get a shutout tonight. They came close to it.
I saw that, Kenny, and I was going to scoff at that, but you were closer than you were off. So good call.
But that 7 points, man. And then they got that last one. That was kind of like Kamala getting Maine. We knew that would happen. But but let's look at what Hauser did. What he had 5 touchdowns with like 580 some yards plus on offense total. And when he threw them balls, and Holton and Caden, y'all could attest to this, they were beautiful balls, man. You just kind of sit back in the stadium and went, okay, oh my God, that was beautiful.
Man, you were going over Hauser's numbers. I looked them up. I knew about the yardage and the touchdowns. Talk about efficiency, Holden. 17 of 22.
He was feeling, I'm telling you, his incompletions, he had a few incompletions that were more impressive than his completions. Yeah. He threw a couple. I know he had at least 2 where he was feeling it, and I could tell I've been in a zone like that before where he was throwing it before he had a corner route to Chase Sowell. They brought him in. I'll go over it on film when we break it down this week, but they brought him in and Chase Sowell ran a corner route, and he threw it before Chase Sowell even broke. And the ball, as soon as Chase Sowell was there, and you could tell that Chase wasn't ready for it almost. But when you're feeling it like that, you're feeling it. And he was just in one of those modes tonight. And we talked about it a couple times. Those incompletions were almost more impressive than some of those deep balls because he was the timing. Throwing on time as a quarterback is way harder than throwing a deep ball. Obviously, deep balls, he was throwing some great ones tonight. But throwing on time perfectly before people are out of break, there's not a lot of college quarterbacks that do that consistently.
Congratulations to Commanders there too, Clipper.
Hey, man, thank you. I appreciate all congratulations for the Commanders.
Every time I see them win, you're the first person I think of. So.
It's awesome, man. I'm living the dream right now.
You are living the dream. I was thinking about this season reminds me a little bit of that 2012 season that Ruff had. So if you look after 9 games in that 2012 season, ECU was 5-4. ended up 8-5, I believe, that year. Lost to Lafayette in the New Orleans Bowl. But quarterback change in the season went from Rio to Carden. Carden started to find his way, and then you had a good 3-year run. You know, you had the 10-3 season the next year, and then I guess it was 8-5 one in 14. So it reminds me a little bit of that without the coaching change, of course. But listen, JDB, you know, it's like somebody put a battery in his back, man. I mean, these last 2 weeks, and I get it. You know, FAU and Temp wasn't the greatest, but I'll go back to that 2012 season. When that last 3-game run we had, we beat Tulane at Tulane 28-23. You beat Houston by 28, and then you have an incredible, I think, a double or triple overtime game against Marshall on Black Friday, day after Thanksgiving, in Greenville, you know, to get you to 8-4 at that time. So it reminds me a lot of that season. I hope they will do well. Hauser, didn't know Hauser had the wheels he had on him tonight.
I didn't either. Y'all seen him get that gear before?
I've seen him, JDB call quarterback run, so I'd imagine he's seen something in practice, but I was very impressed.
Yeah.
I mean, we were calling him Vanilla Vic. I mean, he was rolling. So, but I appreciate it, fellas. Y'all have a good night and go Pirates.
Hey, Clip, what's going on?
Hey, man, talking about a Pirate win.
Doing all right. I mean, this is actually Breast Boy. We're just going to call it BB on the radio.
Oh, okay. I like BB better. Thank you, man. All right.
Just so you ain't got to say it anymore. I know you feel a little uncomfortable saying it, which I don't disagree with you on that. But
all right, get to it.
Be what it is. I'll keep this short. The Pirates are back. There ain't no doubt about it. We are back, baby. We're going to a bowl. We are going 9-4. There ain't no doubt about it. But I will say, off of Holton's podcast, I do agree with Chris Johnson. I love Blake Carroll to death, but I don't know if he's the guy. I think a change needs to be made. Like, he's doing a great job with what we have here, but I think a change just gets everybody fired up, gets donations flowing in and everything. I think it'll just be better for the program overall. And other than that, I hope Caden got them curtains hung up this weekend, and he's got a huge weekend ahead of him, so good luck to him.
What's that reference?
Whoa, Caden, do you know BB?
I don't know BB, but I guess he's referring to me getting my house done. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
So he's got inside sources that you're getting your house remodeled.
I know.
The call is coming from inside the house.
That is scary.
Is this your burner account? Was that a recording?
I was just right here.
All right, let's go from a guy named Breast Boy to Catherine in Japan. We got them all here on the fifth quarter. Hello, Catherine.
Hi, guys. How are y'all?
Great. What is happening in Japan?
It is 2:22 p.m. on Friday, so just finished watching the Pirates while my children nap. I just wanted to call in. I've gotten up. We've been in Japan for 2 years now. My first game here was Michigan and was up at 2 a.m. to watch that game. I've gotten up every game to watch between the hours of 3 and 5:30, so I appreciate a Thursday night game because it's 10 a.m. here. I just want to say tonight was the first time in 2 years I've seen true Pirates. They were exciting to watch. I wasn't yelling at my TV with my children looking at me like I was insane. It was just exciting. I'm proud of what Blake Carroll's doing, and I hope he can keep it up. The team just seems to really be gelling and coming together. I also just want to say, please beat Navy. My husband went to Navy, and he likes to rag every year. So as long as Blake Carroll can beat Navy, I will say hire him today. So thank y'all for what y'all do, and go Pirates.
All right, Catherine, awesome. Calling from Japan.
By the way, when I said that there would be a shootout, but it would be the under, that looked good there for a little bit. That looked good there for a little bit, and I was hoping that we would not stop. We would stop scoring.
Sean gave some great pregame analysis. He said, yeah, it's going to be a shootout tonight. I'll take the under.
When it was 42-7.
You about
When it was
called
42-7, I said, keep it here. I was like, keep it here. And I look smart.
The classic shootout under for Sean.
Y'all have a good night.
I still think you're smart, Chandler, so I'm a big fan.
Well, thank you. And I'm a good actor.
Next week.
By the way, the Moneyball skit, perfect.
Thank you.
I don't think we got enough love for that one.
Yeah. There's a younger generation. Younger generation.
Yep. And then last question for all three of you. And Clip, you can do broadcaster if you want. If you could be a member on any team in the last 30 years, what ECU year would you play for?
All right, so that'll take us to 1994 and beyond.
You can do 90. You can do Peach Bowl year. You can do 91.
Well, I mean, but no, that's a good question. You know what? I don't want to play for Greg Hudson, so I'm going to go one of Ruff's years. Give me 14. I know it could have gone, should have gone better, but no. Give me 13 because that was when they rolled up like 55 on Carolina and a bunch on State. I'll take one of those Ruff years with Carden and the guys.
All right, cool.
That's a good one.
What you got?
Or is it us? I played 5 of those years. My senior years, was like special to me, obviously, and 3 kicks away from winning a lot more games. Minus my years, I would have loved to play for Lincoln Riley and Ruff. I still got a special relationship with Ruff, and he recruited me for a year, and we've just stayed in touch since. He's, obviously, him and my dad got a good relationship with local politics, but probably one of those years with Ruff as well with Clip. But Skip Holtz also had it rolling, so.
I wouldn't trade my years, honestly.
Yeah.
I've had the worst of the worst years, so I think I'd go to the John Thompson era just to see if it could get worse.
Hey, you'd have got maybe playing time?
Maybe get some playing time, man.
Yeah.
So for me, I'd probably get greedy and see if I could get in a little bit more in the Thompson era.
Logan, I will say,
Caden, you're playing Dynasty on NCAA, right?
That is like a heck of an answer by Caden right there.
if I could be the 4th string defensive tackle behind Jay Ross and Linville Joseph on those defenses in the Hud Holtz era, that would be pretty cool.
Yep.
Never have to go in the game. My position group's the best. Like, that would have been pretty cool. This guy's fired up. Always. It's Justin in New Bern. Hey, Justin.
Choo, 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 choo. Y'all hear that? That's that pirate train rolling down them tracks, boys. The Pirates are back. We are rolling. And all right, so let me tell you about Tom Herman. So, I don't know what that was. That was a pretty pathetic excuse of a football team. Maybe Tom Herman should have learned from one of his predecessors, old Lane Kiffin, go around to the Blue Martini down there in Boca, Joey Freshwater, and try to pick up some of the local Cougars, because he'd be better off doing that than coaching that football team. My goodness. That was a sorry excuse of a football team I saw today. But you know what? Next week, we got Tulsa. And Tulsa spelled backwards is, well, I'll let y'all figure that out on your own. But we owe them. Because what do we do? I think Holton might have been on this team. A couple years ago, even SVP led off Sports Center and said he would have thrown a riot when we got absolutely robbed in Tulsa. I mean, we deserve to go down there and beat the crap out of them. Thankfully, we play on Thursday night again so the whole country can see it. And what do they call themselves, the Golden Hurricane or something like that? I don't know. They're going to wish they was the Golden Showers when we got done with them, because we're going to drop the elbow on them, and they don't even know what the Rock is cooking. The Pirates are coming, and we're going to whoop some butt, and Blake Harrell and the new regime is rolling. Let's go Pirates. Caden Hauser. Oh, go Pirates.
All right, there is Justin. Love the energy. Not sure about the verbiage, but love the passion, Justin. All right, Caden, thank you.
Thank you. I won't be here next week. I'll miss everyone.
Give me Hawaii.
All right, so Holton and I love you.
Love you.
All right.
And love all you, Pirate Nation.
Oh, that was creepy, but I wanted to hear you say it.
I got the chills.
Thank y'all for hanging out late with us tonight. We got a best of Pirate Radio Live on Friday, so we'll see you back here in this studio on Monday, and we'll see you next Thursday on the Bud Light pregame tailgate and U.S. Cellular 5th quarter call-in show.
Paper, sign the fucking contract!